What's up, good people? I am live on this here Monday morning. Monday morning is crazy. I meant Monday evening. Usually we were supposed to be here at what two 2 hours ago, but we're here now, so it's cool. What's going on right now? Not much. There's a few things going on. I almost didn't get on today, but I'm glad I did because, like I said, some things we gotta talk about. There's a few things we gotta talk about. Um, So yeah, it's a few things I need to cover, and hopefully everybody get on like they supposed to. So I'm gonna give it like a few more seconds, and we're gonna get started because I need to recap some stuff. Okay. Um, I'm gonna be shooting a vlog now. I didn't plan on it, but I'm gonna be shooting my vlog for net when I go to Podfest. That's gonna be in Orlando. So y'all got to make sure I check that out. That one should be a quick turnaround. This is gonna be like 72 hours in Orlando, but that'll be coming soon. But all right, let me just go ahead and jump right in. All right, so before we get too deep, I have to be on here because I did say I had to recap the most recent episode of the podcast, which was, as y'all saw, Breaking the Hustle Curse Part 2. That episode featured me alone. It featured me alone. And it was a good one because we got to the root even more of this whole hustle culture kind of thing and get into the understanding that y'all chasing the bag, but y'all driving yourself crazy in the process. And so, what I wanted that episode to be, which what do I believe that it was just more so of an eye opener, more so of a just able for people to be able to see like you going if you don't get this stuff together, you gonna run yourself crazy. And the thing also too is with that, I liked how in this episode we was able to do like the case study, and I got there was that one video, the first one, which was Ayana official. I didn't plan on it. I saw it as I was getting the script together, and I said this is perfect for that. And then of course CJ Sire and then Tiffany, but it all aligned. Conversations about validation, conversations about what's the other one? So it was validation and the new something things are being new and just a few other things. It's gonna drive me crazy. I'm about to look it up. What else did I talked about that really stood out in that episode? Hold on, give me a second. Consistency. That's what I knew it was a C word and not that C word. But I knew it was about consistency, but I forgot about that part. And then oh yeah, and then when we was talking about the whole hold on, what they say on YouTube? And then we were talking about the whole Tyler Perry thing, and I said like y'all need to be like him in 2025 because that man literally has not watched a review on anything nobody has said about him in 20 years. And like I said, we could tell. You need to be that. You need to be that like you need to not care that much to where you're doing that. When you done gone 20 years without listening to what somebody said about you, you need to do that. So anyway, if you haven't got a chance to listen to Breaking the Hustle Curse Part 2, go listen to that. Go stream it. It was the season finale. We got some things in store in the meantime, but for sure we'll be doing the live streams every Monday. And unless I take off for whatever reason. But I've been doing pretty good being consistent because like I said, the numbers and the clips that come from these, they pretty good. So I gotta stay with it. We gotta stay with it. All right, y'all. So now we about 4 minutes in. All right, so it's just me today. I ain't got no guests. So I don't want to be before you long. So we first gonna get into the first topic for the day. The first topic for the day centers around LiAngelo Ball. You know who that is. I'm a swerving and running, whoa, whoa. Bruh. I don't know how I saw a post that said he didn't brought us back to 2005. He definitely did. And we about to watch something real quick about that because I have a lot to say. Now, this clip that we're going to watch is from All Urban Central. It says record labels are fighting to sign LiAngelo Ball. Now, we're going to watch this video real quick, and then I'm going to give my take on what's going on because, as always, I got a lot to say.
E3. The song is called Tweaker, and it is #1 trending on YouTube with 2 million views in 2 days. What? This is crazy. Nobody has done that. Like the last time anybody saw that huge of a come up was when 6ix9ine dropped Gummo. Remember when Gummo dropped? Took the whole world by storm. He just kept dropping hit after hit after hit. This is the same type of response we're getting. So please, nobody sleep on LaMelo, because guess what? Word on the streets is record labels are begging to sign him right now. He has so many, like, this man has so many people DMing him talking about sign, sign, sign. And to be honest with you, you know who he's going to sign to. He's going to sign to his dad. I wouldn't be surprised if the big baller brand started a record label and just did that. Like, best 5th grade squad in the nation. You know how the dad does. Like, this is just crazy. I am so stunned by this. People were saying they need to add Boosie and Young Boy to it because it sounds so fire. Like, oh my God. Yo, these memes are out of pocket. Take a look at some of these memes because he's done it. He's done it again.
Listen to this.
All right. Well, let's get into the first segment for the day, which I want to talk about. What does this have to do with mental health? All right. So first of all, it has a lot to do with mental health because when we talk about the song, first of all, the song is fire, right? We ain't got to argue that. We know the song is fire. The thing is, though, when you was a basketball player, you didn't jump from and you didn't jump industries. Now they both entertainment, I guess you could say, but one is sports and one is, music or whatever, right? So for him to jump, and y'all come and let me know if y'all agree or disagree with me what I'm about to say. So for him to have jumped from one industry like that to the next and be having success, left one to the next, that can be a lot. So for you to do it and then have so much success as a artist with this one song, now granted, we got to watch his run. We got to see how he do, because he could be one and done, or he could have a whole, catalog of hits. Only time will tell, and this is something I'll probably report back on later when the time comes. But for right now, I'm sure he's in the high. I'm sure he's like ecstatic that you done made a hit song like this. And now, like I said, the fact that you got record labels on your head like that, and the fact that they're trying to put, like, people are suggesting major rappers and artists to get on the remix, is big. That can be a lot. And that's the thing too. Sometimes I feel like when your time come, your time come. And as your time come, there will be times when you probably feel like it might have happened too fast. And let me explain what that means. So, like, in the case of like LiAngelo, right? You done got this hit song. You probably thinking, I'm finna make a song. It's finna be cool. I'm finna like it. He probably didn't expect it to blow up like that. But you know what they say, it's always that one. It's always that one that you do that blow up and then it become one of them ones. So maybe, right, we're talking about some facts for sure. And it become one of those ones. It only take one. So the fact that he's here now, I'm just interested to see how the run is going to be. But ultimately, I believe he's in a good headspace. And maybe he's thinking, probably sitting at the house, probably wondering, how can I top this? Like Hot Wheels beat that. You know what I mean? So let's get into the next segment, which is WID. WWID. What would I do in this situation? So in this situation, say for instance, I'm podcasting, right? And it's for any of y'all too, whatever it is that you're doing. You podcasting, you rapping, whatever it is. You drop one, you drop a hit, and it blows up, and it's a sensation. You are gonna be tempted to get a little prideful, and you're gonna be tempted to let it go in your head, go to your head. It's just what it is. Like, people can say that ain't the case. We've all done it, right? It's possible. It's gonna get to your head. But I think that in this situation like this, it's best to keep a level head. And by doing so is by knowing that as fast as you could blow up, and just having this, and somebody needs to hear this today, that as fast as you can blow up is as fast as you can be taken back down. So if you or anybody, well, we'll just say if it was you, because what if it was me? And something I do blow up like this, I ain't gonna lie. me personally, just based on my experience with things, I'm probably gonna disconnect from the world. And what I mean is not like block everybody, but I probably would try to. This is the time I need to really start. I feel like trying to seek God even harder because when more spotlight, more opportunities come, more eyes come, but that's also can be a double-edged sword because although good stuff gonna come from it, a lot of bad stuff can come too. And I see people popping in and watching. Let me know what y'all think about this. Am I overreacting? Am I tripping? What y'all think? Like I said, it's a good and bad thing. It really is. It really is a good and bad thing. So keep that in mind as we go forward and with the conversation. WWJD, what would Jesus do? I think that happened. I think he did that. As soon as he started getting more notoriety, he kind of, retreated. And didn't he go into retreat into the wilderness? Now I want to make sure I got that right. I'm gonna look it up. So hopefully somebody who know this, check that out for me. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't he retreat to the wilderness? And if he did do that, that will make sense because one thing I feel like as a person you don't want to do is to get too arrogant. Because if you get too arrogant and too cocky, you're gonna get knocked down and you're gonna get publicly humiliated. And that's something a lot of people don't want. Not a lot of people, don't nobody want to get publicly humiliated. That's stupid. Like, who wants to get publicly humiliated? So I think that's something to keep in mind. And like I said, I believe that's what Jesus would do, right? Go to the forest, or not the forest, the wilderness, and had them 40 days of fasting and praying. And that's I feel like that's the blueprint to your success. When you notice that you've been going hard, you've been going crazy, you've been finally getting the recognition you deserve, I think for the most success, that'll be the time you take it back to God. Like, look, what do I do next? How do I go with this next? And this speaking to somebody, it might just be speaking to me. But that's something somebody needs to do, disconnect for a while and again, we're going back to that whole, you can't live by the praise and die by the criticism. So keep that in mind too, because that'll be the issue that'll be the next issue that come on next, because now you over here bombarded by what people thinking of you. And then it's to the point where it's forcing you to alter what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because what if he made this song like this, but what if he want to do other songs that's different? And now everybody like, wow, we just want you to do this. And now he stuck by what they saying, and he kept into it more of a they trying to keep him in the box, and he was trying to do a whole bunch of stuff, especially as an artist and a creative in general. You not gonna want to always do what everyone was expected of you. You have to allow people to grow and expand. Like I said, I'm speaking over this man's rap career, and he just only got one song. But what I'm saying is they compare him to 6ix9ine and that video. Not saying he a snitch, but I'm just saying like he might have a 6ix9ine run. We're gonna see. WSMD, what's your man doing in this situation? Like I said, what I would do when you up going up high, make sure you go down low. And what I mean by that is to just make sure that you stay as humble as possible. I'm a firm believer, like I said, I know people different, but seeking God's first and everything. Making sure that you don't allow the what people are saying get to you too hard, because like I said, if it go to your head and then it's like you get too arrogant, you get too cocky, and then when you gonna get popped like a balloon when your head swell up too big. And we done all been there. I ain't the only one that been there. We've all been there. And some of these people that's watching, I know y'all in the industry, y'all done been there before. All right. Let's move on to the final topic for today. So y'all, like I said, it's just me, so we ain't got too much to go through. But now, based on what I reviewed and based on what I've seen, Skip Bayless. We know who Skip Bayless is? Yeah, he's getting caught up in some sexual harassment stuff. So this actually comes from, where's this come from? This comes from Queen City News, and it's a video about what has happened. And it's just a quick synopsis of what's going on. What's up, DJ Max? I didn't forget about you. I'm gonna need you for something soon. So I'm gonna DM you about that. All right, so now let me share my screen and we about to watch this clip so y'all can see what's going on with this.
Bayless, who worked for Fox, claims former Fox Sports host Skip Bayless made repeated unwanted advances towards her. She also accuses Bayless of offering her more than $1 million for sex. The plaintiff's attorneys are seeking unspecified damages from Bayless, Fox Sports, and its parent company, Fox Corporation. The complaint also claims Fox executives fostered a hostile work environment that allowed senior management and on-air personalities to abuse workers without fear of punishment. Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes is here. Khalif, what evidence or documentation does she have in this case?
She seems that, like listed in this complaint, it seems like there is a mounting amount of evidence. She talked about a number of anonymous witnesses. So that's the first thing that I'd say. These folks that she mentions in the complaint are people that saw firsthand the accounts that they have listed in here. Also in the complaint, text messages. So you have the documentation. You have, as they say, the receipts to be able to prove the statements that you're making, not just against Skip Bayless, but executives. And that's what you need to be able to prove this case. Because if I'm going to file a lawsuit, not just against Skip, but all these other folks, I have to be able to show that the parent company, management, upper management, executives knew what was happening and failed to do anything. A number of the text messages in the complaint list communications with those individuals. Some other personalities on the air she also talked to, and they kind of told her to brush it to a side. So there are a number of levels to this complaint, but specifically, I believe if you can point to text messages, you have witnesses that saw it, that strengthens this case, 10 times.
So how is Fox Sports responding to the lawsuit beyond their initial statement? And are there any signs of maybe an internal investigation?
They're doing the normal PR statement, which you want someone to do in a situation that we've looked at the complaint, these type of allegations. We are against this 100%. They did not mention if there was an internal investigation, but you would assume if you're making these type of complaints against your lead personalities in your top executives, that the immediate first thing is we're going to have an internal investigation because you need the mitigation. You want to ensure that if there is some type of truth to these allegations, that you've put in place the things to prevent this from going forward. Because what you don't want to have is more individuals coming forward saying the very thing is happening to them.
And that's kind of exactly where I was thinking, because obviously sometimes when you see one of these lawsuits, someone else jumps on because they said, hey, this happened to me, and now I've got to fit within maybe larger context of like sexual harassment claims in the sports media industry.
The complaint says that it's a toxic environment, not just in media, but in the sports media specifically. This goes right on point to something that happened at Fox in the past, something that happened at ESPN in the past. These are claims from folks that are behind the scenes, people that are hairdressers, that are stylists, that are people that are, getting folks prepared for on-air talent to go and do their job, but also at the same time, not wanting to be harassed. These lawsuits echo, sometimes often mirror the other previous lawsuits that have come in the past. And so this falls right into line with what I've seen in the past.
And this could essentially be opening the door for more people.
Opening the door.
All right. Let's get into the analysis of this, and then we're going to go ahead and go for the day. All right. What does this have to do with mental health from the male perspective? So obviously the victims, I'm never going to tell nobody their story or what happened or didn't happen to them. I don't do that. But from Skip Bayless' point of view, which we've seen from other angles, a lot of times people forget that they're human, I believe. And you probably, what do you mean by that? I think people forget, or not that they're human, people forget that they're still a regular person. I think sometimes with money, power, fame, mainly money, people think they can do what they want. They think they can do what they want. Also, something else that was released, it said, this is from Fox. It said they released a statement amid the jaw-dropping law school accusing Fox Sports employees of sexual misconduct and retaliation. It also came out that the hosts Joy Taylor and Emmanuel Acko, network executive Charlie Dixon, and sports personality Skip Bayless are all named in the suit accusing the sports media figures of sexual harassment, sexual battery, retaliation, hostile work environment, and more. Between 2012 and 2024, former FS1 stylists filed the lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court on Friday. Faraji alleges that Skip Bayless offered her $1.5 million in exchange for sexual intercourse, adding to that network executive Charlie Dixon allegedly groped her buttocks. However, a large portion of social media users are talking about Joy Taylor, as Faraj alleges that on-air host leveraged sex with Dixon and Emmanuel Acko to advance her career. Faraj even alleged that Taylor split from her husband in 2016 was due to her alleged affair with Dixon. So a portion of the suit outlines an alleged interaction between Faraj and Taylor during Faraj advised Taylor sleeping with both Dixon and Acko at the same time. Additionally, Faraji alleges that Taylor threatened to accuse Dixon of sexual assault once he was no longer useful to her. That's a lot of mess. That's a lot of mess. That's a lot. Mental health wise, once again, we go back into the whole, this wasn't a one-time thing. I believe and maybe I'm getting into the spiritual bag when I say this. I believe God is unveiling and removing the curtain on things that people have been doing for years that they thought they would get away with. And the thing is, in these situations, which we talked about this on the podcast and here on the live stream, a lot of stuff you would have got away with if you would have stopped, but you kept going. Let's get into the next segment. But mental health wise, I'm sure he's probably pulling his hair. What would I do in this situation? So one, I wouldn't be in this situation. But if I was in a situation where I did some stuff that I shouldn't have been doing and got caught up with it, I said it before, I'm going to just be like, the jig is up. Take ownership of it. Because when you, even if they lying, because let's go from both angles. So say, hypothetically, what if Joy is lying? What if the hairstylist is lying? What if they lying, right? We're going to go from both angles. So what if they lying? If they lying, we didn't talk about this before. If they lying, then just, okay, you can, of course, counter sue or do whatever. If they lying, you know, cease and desist, defamation of character, all that good stuff. If they lying, right? And you just going to have to know, like, the truth will prevail. Let's flip it. If the hairstylist is telling the truth, you be better off just owning it. Or I mean, you could fight it and try to maybe get as much of a, I don't know how that would work, like maybe as much of a, you know, lessen the crime as much as possible. But I need some of the law people. I ain't the law person. But I think that if that is true, like they saying it is, you need to go ahead and just be like, you know what? That was the old me. You know, I don't know. But what you doing now, acting like it ain't happened. Because Skip Bayless ain't no spring chicken. I don't know. He give me that vibe like he might be like a TD Jakes and try to fight this, even if it's true. You know, he gonna be trying to fight this for the rest of his life. WWJD, what would Jesus do? So again, we've had this conversation before in a situation with an accusation, whether it was a true accusation or a false one. If it was true, like I said, you need to just admit to it. However, if it is false, and like I say, y'all, when I talk about these situations, I use this as the cover, but a lot of times I want y'all to extract the message from it. So if somebody come out saying you, accusing you of something, and you didn't do it, I said before, I'm gonna say it again. You're gonna have to take that up to the Lord. Go take that up in prayer, because let a God pray God avenge you speedily, because it's nothing you can do, especially in the cases that we live in now, in the world we live in now, you know, the Me Too movement and all that stuff. Even if she was lying, you still gonna lose deals, endorsements, all that stuff. So, you know, but yeah, I don't know. It sounds like they got the proof, but we still gotta say allegedly. And WSMD, what should men do? This is what men should do in a situation like this. Stop being so horny, bro. Like, as a dude, like the horniness stuff, I feel like once you pass teenage years, and I'll even say past 25, we gotta stop being so horny. Like, dudes be too horny. Like, bro, come on. Like, you 60 something. Well, they say you get horny like that again when you get older. But it's like, bro, come on. Like, a lot of these situations is a lust issue. That's what this is. That's what is an issue with lust. If if y'all don't remember, today is the first day of our Fresh Start Challenge, 90 days. No alcohol, no illicit substances, no drugs, alcohol, no porn. Waking up every morning except one day after the week at 7 a.m. Reading 7 pages of a book a day and eating one raw meal a day. So one raw meal means fruits and vegetables, whether it's mix of the two, one or the other, whatever, but that. But again, this is a lust issue. This is people horned out, freaked out, and you got all the money in the world. You trying to pay her to have sex with you. You know how many people you can get to have sex with you? You skip freaking Bayless. Why is you paying this hairstylist? I'm not trying to play nobody, because there's a lot of people, you know, that look good or whatever. There's other women out here you could have got that would have probably looked like her and did it for free. You paying her at Skip Bayless, trying to pay her $1.5 million And all the other freaky women that would have just did it for free, they probably would have just threw their drawers at you if they seen you. They're like, that is Skip Bayless. And that's what you chose to do. This is a decision issue, y'all. These are bad decisions. But again, when you are horned out and freaked out, that's what happened. Let me know what y'all think about this, because I see a lot of people coming in and out. Let me know what y'all think. Freaked out. The phrase of the day. Freaked out. All right, y'all. So as y'all know, there is no new episode of PSA the Mental Health Podcast because the season is officially over. Next week, however, we're going to start recapping old episodes. So in the meantime, I'm going to just be playing some clips of things. And then what I'll do is I'll give y'all homework to go and rewatch whatever episode I put in the bio for that whatever live stream. So like it'll be this live stream, and I'll have in the description box an old episode I want you to check out. But let me know what y'all think about LiAngelo Ball. Is that a banger or not? I think so. I like the song. I'm gonna play it in the car tomorrow. I didn't get in the car today because it was cold. I literally didn't go nowhere today. But I'm gonna play it in the car tomorrow, and I'm gonna record the podcast. Also, Skip Bayless. What's your take on the Skip Bayless situation? What's your take on it? That was a lot I read. So let me know what you think. All right, y'all. That is it all for today. Thank y'all for tuning in for this short one. We're going to have a guest next week. PSA signing out. Always remember, keep your head up like your neck hurt. Remember who you are. Make your mind up. Don't let it make you. And remember, as always, I love us for real.